Are prescription eyeglasses even helpful for legal blindness? Today, I will be sharing eyeglass prescription secrets with low vision client examples. So you'll want to stick around and find out if eyeglasses are a solution or not. Plus, a bonus with very low cost options. A client, we will call him John for privacy, he was crying with joy wearing new eyeglass lenses and seeing 20/70 instead of 2200 for the first time in decades. Why did this happen, you may be asking? He was told glasses would be a waste of money because he was legally blind. And primary care doctors, eye doctors, are focused on correcting vision as close to 20/20 as possible, while managing the eye health as the priority. So, even though at the low vision clinic we could not get John's vision near 20/20, it was remarkably better. And with some practice using the best sweet spots in his vision, he was walking around more safely and interacting with family and friends more frequently. Before we get further into John's story, it will be helpful to have some basic understanding about eyeglass prescriptions. Here we have an eyeglass prescription example for myopia, or what's called nearsightedness. So let's just take a look and figure out what all this means. On the left side, there is a column that says OD right, and below that, OS left. So moving to the right, we have other columns. There is a column with the title of sphere, CYL, CYL, which is short for cylinder, and to the right of that is axis. So let's start with the column that says sphere. This is the correction for just general distance, walking around, everyday life stuff. And the sphere for the OD and the OS in this example, those are both minus numbers. And for myopia, those will always be minus numbers. So you can think of myopia as minus. And a minus lens will be concave. So with the eyeglasses, the lenses would be thicker at the edges than in the center. So moving to the next column for the cylinder, this number, if there's anything in this column, it would indicate that things are blurry or fuzzy, either far away or near, or both, all of the above, because this has to do with having an astigmatism, so that all things at any distance will be a little bit less clear. And astigmatism is very common. The next column, the axis, this could also be represented with an X in front of the number. And this indicates where the cylinder correction needs to be placed within the lens of the eyeglasses. So we're not going to worry about that. That's really for the optician who is making the eyeglasses. And we are just going to be focusing mostly on the sphere and the cylinder. And then down at the bottom of this prescription, there is the word add. And it says plus 2.50. So an add, this is for up close, for seeing near, when somebody has presbyopia. And this helps the lens inside the eye to focus on things that are close up, such as for reading and other activities. Presbyopia is common over the age of 40 when people start reaching for readers. And it just means that the lens in the eye becomes less flexible as we age. Also, if anyone has had cataract surgery, this is also a common prescription. And this add could be any number, but it will always be a positive number. The next eyeglass prescription example is for another common condition, hyperopia, which is also called farsighted, meaning that somebody sees things further away more clearly. And we have the same columns here. On the left, we have OD or right, and OS or left. So for each eye, we have a sphere, a cylinder, and an axis. Now in this case, the sphere is a plus number instead of a minus number that we saw with myopia. And with these lenses that have a plus sphere, the lens will actually be thicker in the center of the lens instead of thicker at the outside edges like with myopia. So fun party trick you can do with friends and family to guess if they are nearsighted or farsighted, to feel the shape of the lens. If it's thicker in the center, they are farsighted, and if it's thicker around the edges, they are nearsighted. But be sure to have an eyeglass cleaning cloth to remove your smudgy fingerprints on their lenses. And again, on this example, we have an ad for presbyopia. And as I mentioned, this will always be a plus number. So what about bifocal or progressive lenses? Are they for everybody? With bifocals and progressive glasses, there are multiple prescriptions built into the same lens. So in John's example, he had to consider the lens real estate due to his blind spots and visual field limitations. So he decided on more pairs of glasses for different purposes. There was the pair for near, which is generally 16 inches or closer, or intermediate arm length, which is generally, as it sounds, arm length distance. Think things such as home repair and computer use. Then John also opted for a general pair of glasses for his daily viewing, just to get around safely, and considered distance glasses. And what about prescription transition glasses that are made with a tint? So in John's case, the transition changed too slowly from dark to light. And for him, it was a safety hazard when going from different environments, such as shaded areas to bright areas and vice versa. Because with low vision, it often takes the eyes longer to adjust. So John opted for a pair of fit-over sunglasses for his different pairs of glasses to use as needed. Now, fortunately, fit-overs are much more stylish now than they used to be, and they come in a range of different tints and light transmission levels that can be mixed and matched depending upon somebody's unique needs. Fit-overs can be full coverage. In other words, the top and the side areas of the fit-overs can also protect against glare and brightness. And we talked about some of that in the first video, if you want to go back and watch that after this one. So what does all this mean? When are eyeglasses helpful for low vision, and when are they not? First, when they are not. At a certain point, some people with low vision may not notice any difference with corrective lenses. However, I like to think of it like layering a cake. The first layer of eyeglasses can improve the effectiveness when using additional devices, such as magnifiers. Plus, glasses provide eye protection, and they are hands-free, making them very convenient. So yes, talk to your eye doctor about prescriptions for glasses. Next, here is the secret low-cost option I mentioned at the start. If your prescription has an ad for reading and no cylinder number, or a small one, say under 1, you may benefit from simple reading glasses. There's a little math involved, but it's not too bad. So let's walk through those steps. Math for figuring out reading glasses is not too complicated. In our example for hyperopia, we see that the cylinder is less than 1. So we can go ahead and do some figuring out here. Essentially, we're going to take the sphere, and this is generally the smaller number or for the stronger eye. In this case, we will look at the plus 1.00 sphere, and we are going to add that to the add, which is the 2.50. And we're going to add those together. So we have a plus 1.00 plus a 2.50 equals a plus 3.50 that can be tried for reading glasses. So let's do the same thing for our eyeglass prescription for myopia, for nearsightedness, when things generally near are easier to see than things that are far away. Now, because of this, just in general, people with myopia have like built-in magnifiers. So the number that we get for the reading glasses will likely be smaller than for somebody who is farsighted or has hyperopia, like our last example. So let's take a look at this. Again, we are going to choose the smaller number or the stronger eye. And there's a fun party trick for that too, determining the stronger eye. You guys can let me know in the comments if you want me to do a quick demonstration of that at some point. Anyway, on the sphere, which is a minus 1.00, we are going to add that to the add, and that is the 2.50, which gives us a plus 1.50 that we could look for on the shelf for reading glasses. So you might be getting some algebra vibes here, but one of the easy ways to do this is that in this case, the add 2.50 is a larger number than the sphere. So just think of 2.50 minus 1, that gives us 1.50. Once you have this number calculated, and if it's plus 4 or less, you can likely buy that at your local discount or dollar store. Next, search the reading glasses display for that number and try them out at 16 inches or 40 centimeters metric, bringing an item slowly closer to your face, finding that sweet spot in your vision. You may need to move your eyes or head slightly until the item comes into focus. I recommend that you test a few if needed, trying different styles or shapes of frames. And you can also try going up or down a quarter, so 0.25. When you finally settled on some, this new pair of eyeglasses for $1 or $2 will not help for distance, but things close up may look much more clear to you. The bonus, I promised, is that once you have your reading glasses figured out and tested, try a different pair of readers, going down in power by 1. So for example, if the plus 3.50 worked out well for reading, grab a plus 2.50 frame, and this time start way out at arm's distance and bring an item closer slowly until in focus. For those activities when you just can't get close up with the reading glasses. As I mentioned, such as home repairs, computer work, maybe hobbies, playing cards or board games. If you like this video, here is a related one you can click on to watch next. Below, use the comments section for questions or I'd love to know your topic ideas. I invite you to subscribe for free so I can keep bringing you more valuable content. It means a lot to the channel. Links to the reference studies are provided in the video description, along with a link to buy me a coffee if you'd like. Take care until next time, and remember, less sight does not equal less life.